All right, well, good morning, everybody. Great to see you all. Happy to be subbing for Leo this morning. Welcome to your 10 a.m. Monday morning gentle yoga class. Tommy, I'll be taking you through your practice this morning. I invite you to grab a blanket this morning. If you don't have a blanket, a fluffy towel, or just a regular blanket if you don't have a yoga blanket, and some blocks as well. Please grab those. We'll use those throughout the practice for propping. So yeah, we're going to begin on our backs this morning. And if you'd like, you can just come into a regular Shavasana position. Otherwise, I invite you to take the blanket and kind of roll it lengthwise. So you can fold it, kind of get it in a folded position like that, and then go ahead and roll it up into a little burrito. And then you can place your blocks back behind you for your head, and then you're basically going to take the blanket lengthwise along the mat. And then bring your tailbone to the base of the blanket to the base of your tailbone. Legs can be extended out long, and then just sort of ease your way down over the blanket. If that's too much, or you're having any back issues, you can just do this without the blanket. Otherwise, you come down to the forearms, and then just lower yourself down onto the block for your head, adjust as needed. And then just let the ankles fall open here. And this is a really nice heart opener here. Just letting the chest begin to open. Palms can be face up, face down. You can have one on your belly, one on your heart. And just begin to find some stillness here and begin to use this shape to connect with your breath. So let's just begin to take a nice slow inhale through the nose. Let that roll over the back of the throat. Fill up the chest, fill up the belly. And then begin to lengthen out that exhale. Say to a count of 4, 5. Just beginning to find some stillness here, some quiet for the mind. Stay in that laying position. I'm just going to come up so you can maybe hear me a little bit better. So just use that shape to connect with the breath as you begin to lengthen out that inhale and exhale. Just see what you can let go of this morning. Are you holding any tension in the body? Check in with the face, soften the crease in the brow. Soften through the throat, the jaw. We'll just be here for a few final rhythms of breath. Just checking in with the mental mind this morning. How are you feeling? If you're holding on to any thoughts of the day, things you need to do after class or yesterday, just letting that go. And really just starting to settle into our practice. Please listen to your body this morning. Stay connected with that breath. It'll let you know when you might need to rest. It'll keep you centered and focused. If you begin to drift off into thought, just return to that rhythm of breath. And let that be your guide throughout your practice this morning. And an internal guide. All right. For lower down on the blanket, you can begin to bring yourself back up. Take your time working back up out of this. You can just roll off to one side. Remove the blanket, place it off to the edge. All right, so we're going to do some twists here. I'm going to roll over onto the side of the body and bend the legs at, say, about a 90-degree angle. You're just stacking the knees up, and then go ahead and extend the arm out. Close the other arm on top. And then we're going to sort of work into a twist in reverse. So we're going to begin to peel that top arm across the body, across the chest, and sort of open it up like a book. The shoulders are down. You have those legs down. If the legs start to pop up a little bit, put that blanket underneath. Give yourself a little added prop there, a little added support. And then we're just going to work back and forth. We're going to bring that top arm back across. Move with the breaths on the exhale. And then inhale, open up again. And do that a few times with the rhythm of your breath. Exhaling, coming back across. Inhaling, taking that arm across the chest, letting the chest open on that inhale. Do that a few more times. Adjust my mat here a little bit. And then when you're ready, go ahead and roll back onto the back. We'll bring the knees back into the chest. Just get the hips re-centered here. Squeeze the thighs into the ribs. And then you're going to take that same twist over to the other side. So let the knees fall over. Legs are bent at about that 90 degree. And you're taking that top arm across. And then inhale, peel it back, open the chest. Nice big inhale there. And then exhale, move with the breath. Closing back up. And then a few more inhales. I like this as a little bit of a different way to get into a twist, kind of a reverse of what we're normally used to. All right, let's do that one more time. And when you're ready, go ahead and roll back onto the back here. Let's take a happy baby, just getting those hips opened up. So let the knees start to open up wide, heels up to the sky. And then just a gentle draw down of the knees towards the armpits. Draw your tailbone down there as well. It usually starts to pop up. So draw the tailbone down, nice firm sacrum supported on the mat. And then maybe just a gentle rock side to side. Nice big breath right into the pelvis. And a nice long exhale out the nose. All right, we'll go ahead and bring the left leg down, keep the leg bent, and we'll cross the ankle over the knee, coming into a reverse pigeon, thread the needle through, grabbing hold of that shin right below the knee, and then begin to draw that left knee in towards the chest, and you're gonna get that stretch on the outer right hip. Nice big inhale through the nose. Maybe squeezing in a little bit more on that next exhale. A little rock side to side. Just getting warmed up here. One more breath here. And we'll release, and we'll take that to the other side. So right foot down, bent at the knee, and then left ankle crossing it over, thread the needle through. Nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, begin to draw that knee into the chest, whatever degree is comfortable. Your left hip will let you know you've gone far enough. One more breath here. And let's go ahead and release. We're going to make our way to a tabletop. You can either just roll off to one side if you'd like. You want to roll up and down the spine a little bit. If your back's okay, maybe do that a few times. Easy on the neck. And then we'll work our way up into a tabletop position. In tabletop, if you have sort of sensitive knees, you can put that blanket right across the midsection of the mat. Give a little extra padding. And let's start with stretching out the wrists here. So in alignment with our hips over the knees and our shoulders over the wrists. And then we'll just go ahead and invert one palm at a time with the fingertips back towards us. You can tuck the toes as well. And then lean back. The further back you go, you're going to get a nice stretch in the forearm there. If that's a little too intense for you, you can also just do this sitting and just use your opposite arm to stretch out the wrist as well. So work through that at your comfort level. Do both sides. And then we'll invert. So we'll invert the palm, top of the palm on the mat, fingertips towards us. And now we're getting a stretch there in the top of the forearm. And do both sides. One side might be a little more tender than the other. And then the last one we're going to do, you can untuck the toes, fingertips towards each other, backs of the hands on the mat, And then just bending at the elbows. And then as you calm back up, you're going to feel that through the tops of the forearms there. Side to side if you like. All right, go ahead and let that go. We'll just give them a little bit of a shake here. Flick the wrists or flick the fingers, kind of releasing any tension you're holding there. All right, wonderful. Back to cat-cow, or back to tabletop. We'll begin cat-cow. So move with the breath, tailbone comes up, belly drops down, and then gaze comes up and forward as you take a nice inhale. And then moving with the breath on the exhale, push the floor away so you remove the space in between the shoulder blades, and then the gaze comes down and in. Rocking through that with the breath, inhaling. And exhaling, push the floor away. So just getting that spinal flexion, getting the spine moving in all directions. You can also add on here, maybe looking over one shoulder, sway the hips side to side. Whatever calls to you. Find the shape that works for you this morning. Maybe wag the tail a little bit. Back to center. We're going to come into puppy pose. So we're going to keep those hips lined up right over the knees. We're going to walk the fingertips forward. And we're going to begin to drop down through the heart space. So knees can be about hip width distance apart. And then you have your elbows lined up and with those knees, begin to drop down, descend the heart down, and just let the head rest on the mat here. So you're getting a nice stretch through the front of the chest, the pectoral muscle. Just release the shoulder. And those hips are sort of up and back towards the knee. Let's be here for a few more breaths. Nice big breath right into the shoulder blade, the scapula, just releasing and melting down through the heart. All right, one more big breath here. And you're going to begin to walk the hands back. You're going to tuck the toes. You're going to come up and then into a little crouch here. If that's too much on the knees, you can just come up directly into a forward fold. And then go ahead and grab your blanket if you have it and just put it right underneath the heels. So let the heels descend down on the blanket. As I said, if this is a little too much on the knees in terms of being bent, you can come up into a forward fold already. Otherwise, we'll just be here in this little crouch. You can come up onto the balls of the feet. There's a little balance here. Bring the palms together at the heart. Maybe the arms up overhead. Nice big breath in. And on the exhale, just let the palms come down. Take your time, begin to work your way up into a forward fold. Kind of nice having the heels on the blanket, just gives you a little added support. We'll bend in the knees, we'll halfway lift, so thighs will reach back and the crown will reach forward. Palms on the shins or tops of the thighs, and a nice flat spine here. Big inhale through the nose. And exhale, forward fold down and in. Go ahead and grab for opposite elbows, and then just draw those elbows down towards the mat, lengthen out through the back, and just a little sway side to side. Release the head, just shake the head yes and no. Release the arms, we'll inhale and flatten out one more time. And exhale, hinge and fold back down. Bend and straighten the legs. And then we're going to root to rise. So spread the toes nice and wide. I like to place the big toes down, fan out the rest of the toes and stretch them from the base all the way to the tips. And then inhale, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Take your time with the breath. When you get about halfway, you're going to roll the shoulders back, open up the arms nice and wide. Little push forward of the hips and then bring those fingertips up to touch. Gentle back bend. Big breath in. And exhale, bring the palms down to heart center. And close the eyes here for a moment. Tadasana, mountain pose. Fingertips can shoot out towards the ground. Just take a little moment here to set up our alignment. So rooting down through the heels, just a little draw up and in of the kneecaps. Draw the belly button slightly towards the back of the spine. Even though that belly's engaged, make sure we're breathing. And then a roll back of the shoulders, just let them melt away from the ears as those fingertips reach down. And then find some length through the spine, up, reaching through the crown of the head. All right, wonderful. Let's inhale the arms up. We're going to go ahead and bend at the left arm. Just let that arm fall down the back. Reach it towards the center of the back, and you're using the opposite arm, the right hand. Just a gentle nudge back of that elbow. Take an inhale here. On the exhale, just a little side body stretch and a nice big breath here to the side rib. You can turn your ear towards the left. Maybe find a little bit more opening there. And then back to center. If you'd like to add on a little bit more, extending the right arm out. Thumb comes down and then bend at the elbow. See if you can reach back. Maybe grab a hold of fingers. If you can't, just grab a hold of your shirt. You can also use a strap here or a towel. And then press the head back. So you're opening up through the chest. And a nice big breath into those shoulders. Let's pause for a round of breath here. And on your next exhale, just take your time, shake all that out, let it all go. And then we'll take that over to the second side. All right, inhale, arms up. We'll bend that right arm, reach those fingertips down the center of the back. Big inhale here. And then exhale, just that side body stretch. Maybe turning the ear over. Nice big breath into those side ribs. Take the head back to center. If you'd like to add on a little bit more, left arm out, thumb down, bend at the elbow or reach for what you can get a hold of. Fingertips, just tugging on the shirt, and then press the crown of the head back. Nice big breath into the shoulders. One more cycle. And release, shake it all out, let it all go. All right, we'll do another shoulder series here. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, squeeze open the chest, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Kind of like you're pinching and maybe holding like a pencil in between them. And then just a little draw of the hips forward so you open up the chest. Maybe the gaze comes up. All right, inhale the arms out to a T, open the chest a little bit more. And then we're going to exhale, cross one elbow across the other. Reach the fingertips around the back and then draw the chin in towards the chest. Spread the shoulders apart and then move with the breath. Open up. Cross the other elbow over. Fingertips back around the back. Chin to chest. All right, back open. Flip the palms up. Inhale here. Exhale, we're going to touch the tops of the shoulders. Inhale to open. So just kind of flexing the arms as you do that. Do that a few more breaths. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Fingertips to shoulders. And just roll the shoulders back. Opening up the chest a little bit more. And take that the opposite direction. All right, let's inhale, open up. Exhale, elbows together. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. One more time. And then elbows together. Inhale, fingertips out, and then draw the fingertips down to the ground, stretching out through the wrists here. We got a few breaths here. So exhale, closing. Inhale, opening, fingers down. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. So that 2 more times. All right, let that go. Shoulders should start opening up a little bit here. Let's flow out a little bit here. Inhale, up. Gentle back bend. Exhale, hinge and fold all the way down. Bend the knees as much as you'd like. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold in. Inhale is going to bring you all the way back up. Move nice and slow with the breath. And palms back towards heart center. All right. If you're at the top of your mat, we're going to go ahead and bring that back foot back, and we're going to come into a warrior two. So take your time, set yourself up, heel to arch alignment here. So a little bend in that front leg. We want that front knee lined up over that ankle. And then we're drawing into the back edge of that foot. The thighs like to sort of roll in close, so roll the thighs, opening them up just a little bit. And then same thing with the shoulders, roll the shoulders open. So we don't want the shoulders drawing down. We don't want to be hunching. We want that front side of that body open as much as we can. All right. Big breath here. As we exhale, we'll sink down into that front leg a little bit more. And then you're drawing that back knee sort of up and in, so it's firmed up and you're not just kind of hanging out there. Little draw in of the belly, so it's active. Stay for one more breath here, looking out over that front arm. And then we'll reverse the warrior. Take that front arm up and back, slide the back arm down the back leg, or it can come along the sacrum here to kind of draw that chest open a little bit more. All right, up and over, and a big breath into the front ribs here. Stay for another breath. And exhale back, warrior two. We'll straighten out that front leg. We'll take it to triangle pose. So we're going to dip that front hip. If you have a block handy, I should already have that. So up here ready. Place it on the outside if you'd like. Otherwise, reach forward with that arm and then begin to stack up through the shoulders. We're rolling that top shoulder open as much as we can. Stacking shoulder. Breathing through the chest. Belly button drawn in slightly. And if you need a little bend in that front leg, you can take a little bend there, or hyperextend. All right, let's be here for 2 more cycles of breath. It's okay in the neck, you're looking up, otherwise down towards the other front foot is okay as well. 1 more breath. Now we're going to look down at that front foot. We're going to windmill the hands down. We're going to drop the back knee, untuck the toes, and we're going to come into a low lunge. You have 2 blocks alongside. That's a great way to bring the floor up to you a little bit more. We're drawing down through that tailbone, and we're opening up through the chest here. Palms can also be up on that front leg. Or if it's okay, a little bit more challenging, arms up. You can look up. Little gentle back bend here. Palms come into heart center. And we'll take a twist. If that's a little too difficult to get the elbow across the knee, you can also take a high twist here. So whatever's comfortable for you. Either palm across, or you can slide the elbow. That's going to be a little bit deeper twist. You push the heels of the hands together, and that's going to give you a little bit more leverage to get into that twist. Or as I mentioned, you can just be up nice and high. Wherever you're at, stay for another round of breath. And take the time coming up and out of it. Palms back down to the ground. Fire up the back leg. We'll pull that back knee up and then step yourself forward. Inhale, halfway lift, thighs back. Big breath here. And exhale, hinge and fold down in. Straighten the legs, bend the knees, whatever feels good. Like to kind of grab for the backs of the calves or the thighs. Maybe starting to deepen these folds a little bit more. Right, let's inhale, roll it all the way up. Take your time. Roll shoulders back, open, and fingertips up to touch. Gentle back bend here. And palms back towards heart center. All right, we'll take that over to the second side. So we're going to take a big step. Warrior two. Take your time and set up that alignment. Open the thighs. Open the front side of the body. Roll the shoulders open. And then exhale, sink down and into that front knee a little bit. Deep breath in. There's a little draw up and in of the pelvic floor, so you're kind of squeezing those thighs together just a little bit as you're sinking down. Let's take that reverse. Front arm up and back. An option with that back arm down the leg, or you can use it behind you to kind of open that chest. Big breath into the front ribs. And exhale. Back to our warrior two. Set yourself up for Trikonasana. So front, dip that hip, set your block up. You're using it, 2 blocks, whatever you need there. Reach it forward, and then begin to rotate, stack, and open the chest and shoulders. So draw that top shoulder back, and open up the chest. Stay with the breath. All right, one more breath here. And on the exhale, we'll look down at that front leg, windmill down. We'll go ahead and drop the back knee. Blanket under that leg if you need it, or the knee if you need it. And then take your time coming up into that low lunge. Sometimes you need to sort of work that foot back a little bit. You want to lengthen out through that, thigh on the leg that's backwards. Drop down through the tail. Open up through the chest. Options there with the arms, whatever you did maybe on the first side. Maybe a little back bend. Shaking a little bit here. That's good. Stay with the breath. And then palms towards heart center. And take whatever twist you took on the first side. So elbow across, palms together. Push into the heels of the hands, and that's going to help open those shoulders a little bit more. Or as I mentioned, high twist. Whew. Find your shape this morning. Okay, one more breath. And we'll come up and out. Palms down. And we're going to go ahead and take back our front leg back. We're going to come into a child's pose. Grab your blanket. If you've never done child's pose with a blanket behind your heels, it's really, really nice. It's going to be really tough for people on their hips. So if you place a blanket, you can roll it up as much as you like or as little. And it's really nice to place right across the heels. Gives a little bit more support there for the hips. And then you can start to walk those fingertips forward and begin to descend down. Child's pose is supposed to be a nice restful pose, and for a lot of people, it's just a little too much on the hips or the knees. So this gives you a nice little extra cushion, extra support, so you can just find a little bit of softness and settling. Just feeling that connection point with your third eye, your forehead there. If that's a little too much on the arms can also come alongside. You can rest the shoulders, you know, a lot of shoulder work. Just finding a little bit of stillness here with the breath. Let's be here for another full cycle. Take your time here. See if you can really draw that exhale out, maybe a second or two longer than the inhale. And that'll give you a little bit more space on that next inhale. All right. Let's take our time. Walk the fingertips back in. You have the blanket there. Go ahead and remove it. Keep it close by. We're going to use that again in a moment. We're going to come all the way down to the belly. We'll work the little back bend series here. Come on down to the belly and then work the legs nice and long. So you're reaching those toes back. I like to kind of rock back and forth on the hips. Find a point where you feel comfortable and you can feel the front side of the pelvis make contact with the mat kind of on all the different connection points. Palms here can be stacked one on top of the other. You can make a little pillow, head to the side. And just take a few breaths here. You'll feel the chest rise and fall, the back rise and fall against the mat. All right, take the head back to center. Go ahead and grab your blanket and bring it around towards the front. So we're going to do a back bend series here. For a moment, just take that blanket and sort of bring it into right in towards the belly. So different people, different shapes. See where it makes sense for you. It can be under the ribs if you want to go that far. It can be under the sort of the breastplate. Adjust as you need to. But what we're doing here is we're giving a little bit of support. And as we work through some back bends, it's a really nice support where you can kind of get the chest up a little bit more. So we're going to take a low cobra first. So head back towards center. Draw the palms sort of under the shoulders. And bring those elbows, squeeze them in alongside the ribs. Press into the tops of the feet. These are your anchors here. And then on an inhale, begin to peel yourself up. Again, adjust that blanket as you need for your body. But it's a really nice little lift there in the front side. So elbows are drawing in. Take a few breaths here. Come down when you need to. You should feel those low back muscles start to engage and fire up. One more breath. Exhale back down. Cross the palms, cross each other. Maybe gaze goes to the opposite side, kind of evening out the neck. Whatever you need to do. If you need to remove the blanket there for a minute, go ahead and do that. We're going to do a few more. We're going to add on each time. So take what you like and leave what you don't. Okay. This time, do the same thing, cobra. Otherwise, fingertips shoot back towards the heels. Roll the shoulders back. Reach back as you lift up through the chest. Press into the tops of the hips. Reach back towards the heel. Maybe you want to float the legs up, squeezing the thighs together. Low back. Engage. Are you breathing? And exhale, release, palms back down. Do a little rock back and forth. You can also bend the knees and just a little windshield wiper that will release the low back as well. All right, and then third time through, we can either do that same cobra, locust, or if you'd like, rolling back, reach back, you can bend back, but bend the knees and see if you can grab a hold of those ankles. Roll shoulders back and lift up. So that blanket just giving you a little bit of a head start in that back bend. Opening up the front of the body. Kicking back into those hands. Stay for a breath. And just let that go. palm back to the center. Go ahead and remove that blanket. Place it off to the side. Come back to the belly here. And then we're going to take a shoulder stretch here. So reach the right arm out to a T. Slide the left hand underneath the shoulder. And then begin to peel yourself back up. And you're going to take that left leg back behind kind of a kickstand here. Reaching through that right fingertips. Getting a nice shoulder stretch on the front of the shoulder there. Right side. A few breaths here. One more. And roll yourself back to the mat. Slide the arm back in. We'll take that to the second side. Rock yourself back and forth. Even it out. Left arm out to a T. Slide the right arm under the shoulder. And then you're rolling yourself back open. You're taking that back leg or top leg back, using that as a kickstand here. Reach out through those left fingertips, nice and wide. Deep breath into that left shoulder. One more breath here. And we'll go ahead and release. Go back to center. Work your way back up. We'll slide the legs around towards the front of the mat. Go ahead and grab that blanket again. We'll bring that right underneath the pelvis. Give a little lift here as we work through some forward folds, countering those back bends. All right. Go ahead and press out through the heels. Draw the back of the thighs down. And drawing those toes back towards the knees. That'll protect the knees as we work through some of these stretches here. Kind of rock yourself a little bit back and forth on those hips. We want to get in front of those sitting bones. So if we're sitting back on our tail, we're trying to fold forward, we're not going to get very far. Kind of rocking back and forth, getting in front of the sit bones. So it gives us a little bit more opportunity to get into a deeper bend. All right, we're going to inhale, rise up. Nice long stretch through the torso. I like to kind of think of those bendy straws, opening up fingertips, and we're creating some space. On the inhale, and then exhale, we hinge at the hips, begin to reach forward, reach with the crown of the head. Inhale halfway, lift, maybe find a little bit more space, and then exhale. Palms towards feet, palms on shins. Strap works great here as well. And then maybe a little rock back and forth in those hips. Maybe you can get an 1/8 of an inch deeper into that fold. Big breath right into the center of the back. Let's do that one more time. We're going to let the hands slide alongside the legs. Bring ourselves up. Lengthen the torso. Nice big inhale. Exhale, hinge and fold. Gaze goes down last. All right, one more breath here. Release, roll back up. Then we'll go ahead and drag that left heel in towards the inner thigh. Some Janu Sirsasana. You can have a block here on this outer knee if that's a little too much on the hip. Keep that front foot nice and flexed, active. Let's inhale, lengthen the torso. On the exhale, we're going to turn back behind us. And then we're going to take that left arm, right arm for you guys, sorry, to the inside, and then roll the other shoulder open. We're going to take that back arm, your left arm for you, and then take that up and over the ear. If that gets a little hinged up or caught on that hinge in the shoulder, take it in front of the face first, and then hold it. Taking a side body stretch, and we're using that right arm to kind of open up the chest. So try not to let that front shoulder dip down. Big breath into the left rib cage. One more. And we'll release, take it back up. Rotate the shoulders back to center. Inhale here. And on the exhale, we're going to line up sternum over that extended leg and fold down and in. If you want a little deeper, you can take that left hand, reach it to the outer edge of that front leg. Take a little bit of a twist and then fold in deeper. All right, one more breath here. And on the exhale, we'll release, walk fingertips back in. We're going to go ahead and bring that right knee up. We're going to take a twist here. So options for that, you can just have that foot on the inside of the leg. You can cross it over the leg. And then last, if you like, you can bring that opposite heel in, kind of get nice and compact. So you can be in any of those three positions that's comfortable for you. Sit up nice and tall, nice long spine, crown of the head lifting. Inhale, arm up. And as we exhale, we're going to twist from the base of the spine, wrapping that right arm around, and then hugging and drawing that knee in towards the ribs. Roll the back shoulder back, find length in the spine. And exhale, looking over shoulder, comfortable. Stay for another breath. You can kind of back off a little bit on the inhale, find length again. Exhale, twist a little deeper. And we'll go ahead and unwind that when you're ready. If your legs are crossed over, go ahead and extend them out, give them a little shape. Then we'll take that series to the second side. Bring that right heel in, inner thigh. Keep that front foot flexed and active. Inhale. We're going to open the chest up. Bring that palm to the inside thigh, calf, and then open through the chest. And then taking that right arm up and over the ear. Again, you can take it in front of the face first. And then draw that right elbow back so you can open the chest a little bit more. Deep breath into the right rib cage. And let's go ahead and release, bring it back to center. Inhale up. And then exhale, line that sternum up over the leg, reach and fold down. Grab for whatever you need to hold it. Strap or towel works great here. If you want to deepen, you reach for the outer edge of that foot. Little twist, and then fold down the knee. You can have a bend there in that extended leg as well, so you're not working on the hamstring a little too much. Modify as needed. Another breath here. And let that go. Walk fingertips back in, and we'll take that twist. Bring that leg up. You can be here, you can be here, you can be here. So find the shape that's working for you this morning. All right. Set yourself up, nice long spine lifted. Inhale, rise. And exhale, twist from the base of the spine up through the shoulders. Crown of the head last. Find length on the inhale. And contract and twist on the exhale. Let's do one more breath here so you can kind of back off a little on the inhale, find more space. And twist. Using that exhale, seems like you're wringing out the body like a sponge, nice and softly. Releasing any stale energy, stagnant flow of breath. back to center, uncross your crop. If you have the blanket underneath you, go ahead and remove it. And then we're going to bring the heels together. And I'm going to show you, if you'd like to, I'm going to show you a little trick here to use the blanket, which is really, really nice in Baddha Konasana. So actually, before I cross my legs. So you're going to take the blanket, the fringe is folded towards the fringe. And then we're just going to roll this up in a nice long little burrito. Like so. And then you're bringing those feet together. You can be out in front of you. You're going to place this across, and then you're going to fold and bring these up, through, and under. So hopefully that works. Sometimes you get a little tangled up. So basically, nice long blanket, cross it over the ankles, fold the ends up and through, and it gives you a really nice little support. You kind of draw and pull those up and in. So I can't see all of you, but hopefully that's working for you guys. If not, throw it off to the side, right? All right, you can draw the heels in towards the pelvis as much as you need. And you can just sort of be here, grab for the ankles, grab for the toes, open the chest. And it's a really nice little support there on the hips, the pelvis. Let's just be here for a few rounds of breath. In my class on Tuesday, we were working on opening those inner thighs, really, really important. We hold a lot of tension there, and they're really connected to the low back, the pelvic floor, which is connected to our diaphragm. So those inner thighs, opening, lengthening those, releasing them, can really help with low back pain, getting a deeper breath. And then again, opening through the chest as much as you can. Nice, long, slow inhalation and a nice, slow exhalation. Focus on drawing that breath down into the low belly, into the pelvis. One more breath here. Nice, slow exhale. Okay, let that go. Untangle ourselves a little bit. Bring the heels forward. Take that blanket out. Place it off to the side. Then we'll go ahead and bring ourselves down onto our backs. Ease your way on down to your back. Let's take a bridge series here. You can have your block alongside if you'd like to use it as a supported bridge. So we're going to draw the heels in towards the glutes as much as you can. So kind of work those feet back. We're going to bring the knees together, lengthen through the tops of the thighs. And then spread the toes nice and wide, place them firmly down against the mat. And then we'll just bring the hips up. If you'd like, you can slide that block underneath, right alongside the tailbone there. Really nice support. Press into those heels, and then maybe lifting up the hips. Options with the arms. If you press down, pressing into the forearms. Maybe you want to add the arms, bring them up overhead, and then draw the knees together. The hips start to kind of open up on you. So using that, belly's engaged. Maybe arms up overhead, palms down, whatever feels good. And then just move with the breath. So hips come down on the block or all the way down to the mat. And then inhale back up, squeezing thighs together, belly's active, arms overhead or at your sides. Exhale, lower back down. Let's do that one more time. Squeezing and holding. And exhale, lower down. If the block's there, if it's okay on your low back, this is not for everybody. Maybe you want to extend the heels forward, flex and point the toes down. It's a nice release on the low back. You can be on the lowest setting as well. If you feel any pinching there, please back off of that. And then we'll go ahead and let the block go. And then we'll counter that with drawing the knees in towards the chest. Draw the tailbone down. Bring the nose up into the knees here. Give yourself a nice little squeeze and hug. All right, we'll go ahead and release. We'll keep the right knee drawn into the chest. We'll extend the left leg long. Flex out through that foot. And then we'll go ahead and extend the right arm out to a T. And then use that left arm, begin to draw that knee across the body. Bump the hip back a little bit if you need to. And we're aiming to have those shoulder blades firm against the ground. And then draw that knee across as much as feels good. You can also have a block under that knee. If that hip's talking to you a little bit, have a little bit of support. And then if you want to increase, you can look over that right shoulder. The other option for increasing intensity is to extend out through that twisted leg. Not for everybody. Listen to your body. Any pinching in the back, please back off immediately. Stay with the breath. Do one more round of breath here. And if your head is turned over, we move back through the twist the same way we got into it. So working from the top down, head back to center. Put your knees back into alignment. And then take a moment here, rock a little bit back and forth on those hips. Bring everything back into alignment. If you want to draw the knees back in. And then we'll take that to the opposite side. So extend the right leg long. Left arm out. It's contact with the shoulders, and then begin to draw that knee across the body. Block. Gaze if you'd like to add it. Extend the leg if you'd like. Stay with those nice long breaths. Do one more cycle here in this twist. And take your time, gaze back towards center, hips back towards center. Let's go ahead and take that feet out toward the edges of the mat. Palms back out to a T. And then just let those hips windshield wiper side to side. Let the low back just release. All right, wonderful. All right, if you have that blanket handy, you want to use that again. We're just going to go ahead and take it and fold it. And then go ahead and slide that right underneath the tail here. Adjust as you need to. You're not going all the way under the middle of the back, just kind of right under the tail. And then we're going to bring the knees up towards the chest. Palms out to a T, or you can be alongside, say, like the hips. And then we're going to extend those legs up. If you're at a wall and you have a wall nearby, you might need to adjust your blanket a little bit. Getting on right under the sacrum there, the low back. Extend the legs up, Viparita Karani. Press out through the heels. You reach from the backs of the thighs. Palms down in a T. Whatever option. Palms at heart center. You're pressing out through those heels. You're flexing those toes, drawing the toes back down towards you. Nice little inversion here. Great for just letting that central nervous system calm down. soothing us, surrender. Maybe the arms up overhead adds a little bit more. Nice big breath right into the heart space here. Maybe you want to let the legs open up and go wide for a moment. It's really nice if that's on the wall. All right, wherever you are, take one more breath. And we'll go ahead and let the legs come down. Slide that blanket on out. And let's go ahead and take a happy baby here. Hips should be feeling nice and open. Shoulders feeling nice and open. Heels up. Draw the knees down towards the armpits. And like I said, that tailbone likes to sort of pop up. Just pull that tailbone down. Firm up the sacrum. And then maybe a little rock side to side. A little Buddha smile. Winding down our practice. Physical. We'll prepare ourselves for that mental rest shavasana. All right, we'll let the legs go long. Set yourself up, whatever shape feels good. You want to place that blanket maybe under the head, a little lift. Lift the back of the head up, place it down, nice and long neck. And then just let those ankles fall open. And then let that opening just travel up through the legs into the hips. Palms can be face up or down, or I kind of like to do heart, one on belly. So I'll just come up into a seat. Hear me a little bit better. Just find that final shape. Nothing left to do here, but just find some stillness in the body, some quiet in the mind. Just let your heartbeat begin to settle into your chest. Just doing a final full body scan here. Are you holding any bits of tension anywhere in that jaw? Wiggle it side to side. Unhinge. Soften through the throat and the clavicles. A nice slow inhale. Just let that soften the space around the heart. And that exhale, just let the belly become soft. Just release any bits of tightness you're holding, maybe through the legs, the kneecaps, the pelvis. Just let it all go. The bones feel heavy here. Be here for a few final moments. Stay with that gentle rhythm of breath. And allow me to call you back when it's time. Just enjoy the benefits here of your practice. Just softly begin to deepen that breath. Just take your time welcoming sensation back into the body. Wiggle fingers and toes. Maybe raise the eyebrows, moisten the lips. Go ahead and slide your ankles together if you're in Shavasana. Maybe take the arms up overhead. Take a full body stretch here. Biggest inhale you've taken all morning, right into the heart. And then on that exhale, gather the knees up into the chest. Give yourself one final hug and squeeze there. Maybe draw the nose up into the knee. And then take your time, make your way up to a seated position. Roll off to one side if you like to pause there in an embryo pose for a moment or two. And then your gaze, just keep it soft while the eyes close. And coming into Sukhasana, easy seat. Just feel the alignment of the body. Feel that heart in alignment over your heart, or your head over your heart lined up over your hips. Feel that connection point with your tail. And feel that lift in your crown. Nice long spine. Just take a few deep breaths here. Let's inhale the arms up overhead, fingertips to touch, gaze goes with it. And then slide those fingertips down the center line of the body. And just nestle your thumbs against the heart, sternum here. Gaze down and in. Just take a moment here, thank yourself for tending to what you needed to this morning for your practice, listening to your body, trusting you did a wonderful thing for yourself by taking this time for some self-exploration and love and compassion. I would like to thank you all for letting me to guide you through your practice this morning, subbing for Leo, seeing some new faces here, some old faces I haven't seen in a while. From my heart to yours, you have a wonderful day. Namaste. Thank you, everybody.